The crackdown on electronic cigarettes heating up across the country, with New York City becoming the latest city to vote to ban the use of e-cigs in public places. North Dakota, New Jersey, and Utah have already e-cigarette bans, and Chicago and Los Angeles considering similar measures. Victory Electronic Cigarette CEO Brent Willis says these bans are doing more harm than good. He joins us now from Spring Lake, Michigan. Brent, welcome to Arise Exchange.
Thank you, Andrew. How are you?
Okay, so for those of us who simply don't know, e-cigarettes have been around for about 10 years, but give me a brief overview of what exactly they are.
Well, it's a electronic device that has 4 ingredients, none of which are deemed to cause cancer, but basically there's nicotine, propylene glycol, glycerin, and herbs and spices. There's absolutely no tobacco in these devices whatsoever, and there is no evidence whatsoever that these products cause cancer.
Well, Brent, I want to get to that specific topic in a moment, but first, before we get there, I want to kind of understand who's using the product. Is this product being used by smokers who wish to quit, or are you bringing in a whole new population into the cigarette market with non-smokers?
Yeah, the evidence that we have seen thus far is that 99% of all users of this product are existing smokers. And that, fortunately, is a 1.3 billion user base around the world. But we see zero evidence that it has brought in any new users, aside from that 1%.
And are you seeing then when people use this that eventually they taper off from wanting nicotine altogether?
Yes, but it takes time. The studies and our facts show that, in truth, from the time they move from cigarettes to trying electronic cigarettes, and the principal reason they choose it is to stop smoking. That's the principal reason or principal driver of purchase.
Okay, but when you say, right, when you talk about stopping smoking, there's other products out there that are FDA approved, like nicotine patches, that are shown to work. So, you know, one of the controversies here is that this is not an FDA-approved product and that the studies have not been approved by the FDA.
I agree. And the efficacy rates of those nicotine patches and gums and lozenges are about 8% efficacy rates. So when somebody wants to quit smoking, those things work about 8% of the time. The new studies that are coming out, which are not in the United States, granted, those new studies show that over 20% of smokers that start on electronic cigarettes quit altogether, and over 57% significantly reduce their tobacco intake. So relative to those other devices, these things really work. And honestly, Andrew, smokers know it. And that's why we, frankly, from a corporate standpoint, I respect any decision from these people in power. But from a smoker standpoint, put yourself in the shoes of these smokers that have been smoking and trying anything to quit for 20 years. And now all of a sudden this limits their chance to do it.
So, Brent, what are you doing then to address the FDA concern? Are you putting together scientific peer-reviewed studies, like the nicotine companies, for example, that can go to the FDA? Because I could believe that if the study shows what you're saying, that's only going to be good for your business.
I think that would be good for the business. I would assume that those people, and I know that they are seeing some of the facts, and there's some very good, responsible companies led by real credible leaders in this industry, and a good industry association that is putting those facts in front of the decision makers' hands.
Okay, I want to you addressed one of the controversies, and I just want to bring up 2 others. One is you say that this does not contain any dangerous material, but I was reading that it does include benzene and formaldehyde, and that it does, and that the critics say this is going to lead to minors smoking. So address those 2 if you can. Are you for example, banning minors from having these?
We are 100% for banning minors from having this, by a shadow of a doubt. And the reason my company got into this business was to, provide a healthier and cleaner alternative to tobacco. Now, we do not argue that these are healthy products because they have nicotine in them, and nicotine is an addictive substance that's not good for you. So what we're trying to do is, for those smokers, give them a healthier, cleaner alternative. But, I support 150% any young adult or minor having access to these products in any way or smoking them in any way, because we just think that that's absolutely wrong.
Okay, Brent, a personal question here, because you talk about this a lot. Your father died from lung cancer. Do you believe that if he had this product, there maybe had been a different outcome? And smokers like him who are getting lung cancer?
I think smokers are really faced with a lot of tough choices. And I saw my dad. It was so hard for him to quit. And the issue for me with this decision, and I know there was a lot of emotion attached to this decision, is it's not based on fact. So if I'm a smoker or if I'm a loved one of a smoker, I want to give them any chance that they have to smoke. And the reality is 6 million people die a year, Andrew, from tobacco-related diseases. This decision, those deaths are on somebody's hands.
Okay, it's going to be a lot of interesting things to look at. Brent Willis, CEO of Victory Electronic Cigarettes, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you, Andrew.
Coming up on Arise XChange, the best of Arise XChange 2013, our Christmas special showcasing some of our best interviews from business, sports, and entertainment. That will be on tomorrow, Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Day, and we'll be back on Thursday. I'm Andrew Schmertz. Thanks for watching Arise XChange.